players with fresh contracts to tie them down. Over the last year, we have seen the likes of Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho and even the manager sign new deals to keep them at the club for the next few years. More recently, we have seen the end of the Mohamed Salah saga as the club finally backed down and gave him a wage that he was happy with. In this video, I'm going to run through the Liverpool squad to take a look at when the players' contracts will expire to get an idea of how we can start to see the Liverpool squad develop over the next few years. Starting things off are the players whose contracts will be expiring at the end of next season. 2023 will likely see the back of Roberto Firmino, a fan favourite and great servant for the club, but with Darwin Núñez now in the equation, it's going to take a special season from the Brazilian to earn himself a further stay on Merseyside. Having signed a new one-year deal this summer, James Milner is set to leave with Bobby, but it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility to assume that he may get a further year added onto his deal again. There have also been rumours that Naby Keita will be offered a new contract, and with many fans having the feeling that the club are already short on numbers in midfield, it's probably likely that a deal will be struck with the Guinea international. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain looks set to leave the club next summer, with a number of reports linking him away throughout the current window. And last but not least, goalkeeper Adrian has just 1 year left on his deal, and depending on how successful Marcelo Pitaluga's loan to Macclesfield is, we could see the back of him in the number 3 spot. Moving on to 2024 now, and free transfer Joel Matip is set to see the end of his second contract with the Reds. He signed a 5-year deal in 2019 after helping Liverpool secure their 6th European Cup in Madrid, and he will be 31 at the time of expiry. We are yet to hear any whispers of a renewal. Sepp van den Berg's contract also runs out this year, but after a successful loan period with Preston North End last season, we may start to see the young Dutchman kick on his professional career. Signed in the 2020 summer window, Thiago Alcantara has established himself as one of Jurgen Klopp's key men and is set to leave the Liverpool at the age of 32. But due to his reserved style of play in midfield, it wouldn't be a shock to see the midfielder extend by a couple of years, as he seems he definitely has the quality and capability of doing so. 2025 is set to see the back of a few big names, starting off with Virgil van Dijk, who signed a 4-year deal only last year and will depart the club aged 33. Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract takes him to age 25, and it would be difficult to foresee a future where Liverpool and the lad from West Derby couldn't strike a deal to keep him at the club. Jordan Henderson signed a 4-year deal last season that will take him to age 34, so it will be interesting to see how the Reds deal with the loss of such a big personality in the changing room. This summer finally saw the end of the Mohamed Salah contract saga, as Liverpool agreed to pay the Egyptian king a wage that he believed to be suitable, and this will see us keep hold of Mo for an additional 3 seasons. Since coming in, Kostas Tsimikas has provided more than capable cover of Andy Robertson, so seeing the back of the Greek international will come to the displeasure of most Liverpool fans, especially after seeing him score the decisive penalty in the FA Cup final last season. Due to the quality of the player though, it would be understandable if he wanted to get himself more regular game time at a top club. Curtis Jones is now about to head into the 3rd season of a 5-year deal that he signed in the summer of 2020, with his current contract set to expire when he turns 23. Plenty of time for the Toxteth lad to establish himself as an important player in Jurgen Klopp's side. Diogo Jota is rumoured to be in talks with the club over a new deal, as since his arrival from Wolves he is impressed with his consistent performances, goal scoring and delivery in huge moments for the team, so seeing the Portuguese forward extend is more than a likely outcome. Centre-halves Ben Davies and Nat Phillips have a lot to contend with when it comes to becoming starters for the Reds, so if we don't see them depart before 2025, this is when we'll see the back of them on Merseyside. This is the year that we've all been dreading. In 2026, Jurgen Klopp's contract runs out after extending his deal by a further 2 years earlier this year. We've all got our fingers crossed that the most important contract of all will be extended to see the great man at the club for longer. Quaveen Kelleher has impressed over the last couple of seasons, demoting Adrian to the club's number 3 goalkeeper. With Alisson also signing a new long-term deal, it could see the Irishman leave in search of more regular game time. Signing for the club in 2021, Ibrahima Konate has greatly impressed and is set to be the future of Liverpool's centre-half pairing, so we should expect to see him sticking around for years to come. Reece Williams is in a similar boat to Ben Davies and Nat Phillips, as getting game time for Liverpool in that position is a difficult challenge. He is currently set to leave the club in 2026. Andy Robertson has established himself as one of the fan favourites during his time at Liverpool, and his current deal is set to expire when he is 31 years old. With Kostas Tsimikas putting up a great challenge for the position, it wouldn't be a shock to see him take the reins when Robbo expires. Arguably one of the most important members of Liverpool's squad, Fabinho signed a deal at the start of last season to keep him on Merseyside until he is 31. And even then, much like Thiago, it is not difficult to foresee a set of circumstances where he would stay at the club for a longer period on top of that. Harvey Elliott is one of Liverpool's brightest young talents, and with his deal set to expire in 2026, it would be fair to say if he keeps up the level of development that he has been showing, he will stay much beyond that. At the start of last season, Liverpool tied down Alisson Becker to a 6-year deal, keeping him with the Reds until 2027. With the goalkeeper position not being of high physical demand, Alisson was a safe bet in securing his signature for an extended period of time, and a shrewd piece of business by the manager. Luis Diaz has impressed since coming in January and has established himself as one of the key names on the team sheet due to his explosive attacking threat, and it comes with great comfort to see him in red for another 5 years. Joe Gomez signed a new contract this summer and will look to the future as he will aim to form the club's future centre-half partnership with Ibu Konate. New signings Calvin Ramsey, Fabio Carvalho and Darwin Núñez have all signed deals to take them through until 2027. Fingers crossed they can hit the ground running and stay way beyond their expected contract period. I hope you've all enjoyed the video, and I hope it's given you an insight into how the Reds look set to take shape over the next 5 years, with hopefully a lot more silverware in the bag. Leave a like